Hi, Megan. It's Ashley. It's nice to see you again. I think that your video was great. You did a great job. I felt a little nervous doing this myself, but it's really nice that kind of we're all getting to do it and see each other's and be able to relate through the experience. So somebody had mentioned something about doing glows and grows, and I really liked the idea. So I'm gonna kind of go ahead and go with that. One of the first things I noticed in your video is just how attentive you were to Brandon. You were making eye contact with him the entire time. You were kind of nodding your head, and it really seemed like you were actively listening. That's something that I noticed when reflecting on my video, that I kind of stare off into space sometimes when I'm thinking or listening, like I'm doing right now, instead of actually doing it. This is my second time talking about this because it was stuck out to me so much. So that was really great. I also really liked how you used a scale when you were talking to him about how his stress was. You said on a scale of 1 to 10, what is that stress for you like? I completely forgot about that. Just after watching the video and utilizing that scale, I think it's a really good way to pinpoint how a person is genuinely feeling towards that, because we can just say we're stressed, right? But when you get into the detail of, okay, well, how stressed are you? It's good to give them a way to measure that stress. And so you did that, and I thought that was really great, and I'm going to definitely remember to incorporate that within my counseling as that comes. I loved how also at the end you talked about when he was talking about after he told you about his goals and his stresses and kind of how he managed it with counseling. It kind of seemed like, as you thought in your head, that he was stressed, but he was managing it well and he was coping with it okay. And you kind of, when you summarized that up for him and said, so it sounds like you have goals and stress, but you're managing it pretty well. Is that correct? And then he was able to come back and be like, well, yeah, but I'd like to not be as stressed. I really loved the way you didn't at that point, like, try to force something on him, and you made him realize what he actually wanted. And it wasn't necessarily to create more goals within work, but it was just to alleviate the stress that he already has. Something I wanted to recommend is maybe finding ways to connect further with your client. And talking about how he has to handle all of this or manage all this. Sorry, my dog is playing over there. How he has to manage or he has all these stresses and all these crops he has to manage, and it's a lot of money and there's a lot of finances. I think it's really important for our clients to see us as people, and we get stressed out too. And so finding ways to relate or to be, yeah, I know, yeah, I can see how that was really stressful, um, or like, yeah, I love camping too. When he was talking about camping, just finding a deeper, a more of an, no, I wouldn't want to say intimate connection, but just connection that's more personal rather than just this client, counselor relationship. So that was one suggestion. Another suggestion was there was a point where you had asked, do you find that stressful? And I think that's an okay question to ask, but maybe instead of, well, how does this job make you feel? Instead of putting the words in their mouth, allowing those words to come to you and pulling them out of your client or Brandon in that sense. Another thing that I really loved is how when he did say that he wanted to alleviate more stress, you came back to the goals and you said, okay, so what's something else that brings you joy, or what's something else that allows you to alleviate stress? And he was talking about camping and his coworker that lives in the area, and then he brought up blacksmithing, and you recommended or you suggested when he said that you kind of like elicited, okay, how do I, or not, I think that's the right word. What is something else I can do? And when he said the blacksmith, right? I mean, you brought something else that he hadn't thought about. And you brought that out of him, and then he was able to make a goal in order to incorporate that more in his life. I thought that was really awesome too. And yeah, I think you also did really well with summarizing how he was feeling. I think maybe I already said that before. Oh, and the last thing I wanted to say is that you said in the very beginning, I'm just going to take a few notes here. I forgot to do that, and not even that I forgot. I didn't realize the importance of it, because I think that writing stuff down can oftentimes make people feel a little bit uncomfortable. So praise you for doing that. And that's all I have for you. I hope you have a lovely week. Thanks.